Today we're going to be doing task 1040, commercial meter corrector testing. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have all your PPE on, hard hat, safety glasses, safety vest, and any other safety equipment that you may need to work in the area that you're at, and your steel-toed shoes. Tools that you'll need for this job: hand pump with a calibrated gauge, hand tools, corrector data test card, and the corrector field calibration worksheet in your MDT. When you arrive, you want to make sure you're at the right address, correct meter number, and correct device number. Today we're going to be doing a P only. We have two types of devices in the field, a P and a P&T. This is a pressure only. We'll be doing a test on the P&T later. First thing you want to check is what transducer pressure that your device has. This particular one is a 0 to 100. You can check that by either checking the label on the inside or on the transducer itself. We have devices out there that are 0 to 15, 0 to 100, 0 to 300, 0 to 600, and 0 to 1500. So this one is a 0 to 100. On your meter correcting test procedure, there's a list at the bottom for which transducer you're dealing with, and it tells you which pressures that you can be between. So on the low side, on this P only 0 to 100, our low test is 20 pounds. So as long as it's anywhere between 15 and 25, you're good to do your test. Install your pump. Make sure you have it tight so that it doesn't leak out. We're doing the low test, which is 20 pounds. As long as you're between 15 and 25, you'll be in the range for a test. My gauge is reading 20.2 pounds. On the back of your corrector test card, this will be test 1. Since this is a P only, your temperature is always 60 degrees, and our pressure from our gauge is 20.1. The next thing you will do is scroll through your device to get to the total correction factor. For our 20-pound test, it is 2.3568. That goes into your corrector total factor as found. Now we'll do the high end, which is 80 pounds. Anywhere between 75 and 85 is acceptable. We'll increase our pressure. My gauge is reading 78.3. Write that in test 2 on the back of your card at the pressure. Again, the temperature is always 60 on our P-only devices. Scroll through your device to get to your total correction factor. Our factor for this pressure is 6.3719. That goes into the field for your factor as found. The next step you will do is go to your corrector field calibration worksheet on your MDT. The test thermometer reading will be 60 degrees. The next field that you will enter your information at the test gauge reading on our low side, which is the 20-pound read, we were at 20.1. Enter that into that field. Hit enter, and it will give you your percent error. We always look for between plus or minus 0.5. Our device at 20 pounds is 0.14. You will enter that information on your card at as found Percent error, 0.14%, which is a good test on our low side. You can fill in the rest of the information on test 1 then. Your as left, since we didn't have to change anything. The corrected factor, which is on your sheet on the computer. And then as left percent error, since we did not change anything. Now we will do the same thing for our 80-pound test. 60 degrees in our test thermometer. Our test gauge reading at the 80-pound test, we had 78.2. Enter that into that field. Hit enter. And it will give you your percent error for the 80 pounds. This is minus 0.2. Enter that into test 2 as found. And again, that is within our plus minus of 0.5, so we have a good test on this device. To finish, you want to disconnect your gauge from your device or from your isolation manifold. Reinstall your pressure tubing to the back of the device. Check for leaks. Scroll through your device to the pressure to make sure that you have the pressure back into your device. And also check your battery voltage, and if need be, change the batteries. And this test is complete.